So, learning and really integrating colonialism and anti-colonization, decolonial thought into my worldview has really closed the gap on anti-pet ownership as a vegan and the broader understanding of how these oppressive systems work. I've been reading, I've been publishing Animal Bodies, Colonial Subjects, Relocating Animality in Decolonial Thought. And, you know, I already read this a million times, but really getting into it and creating the audiobook recently has kind of got me thinking about it again. Additionally, I started printing Veganism as Anti-Colonial Praxis again. And basically, my takeaway is that colonialism is a kind of violence that determines who gets to exist, where, and how they get to exist. And closing the gap on pet ownership and domestication really just reaffirms how non-humans are colonized by human society in the same way that indigenous peoples and indigenous bodies, such as land, are colonized in the same manners. If you're a dog, you don't get to exist in public. You don't get to exist freely. You have to wear a leash no matter where you go. Your entire life is structured by the whims of somebody who is commodifying you for company, who is commodifying your entire life for companionship or affection or service. There's no option for you as a non-human to consent or to shape the context of your own life. You don't get the freedom to choose. And just like the way that indigenous identity and indigenous cultures are erased and assimilated by colonial society, non-human animals are expected to fit into the mold of human structures, human supremacy, really, white patriarchal human supremacy, more than they're allowed to express themselves as they are in their own ways. This affects everyone. And like I said, colonialism is about spaces. It's about control of spaces and territorialism, and the way we keep animals in cages, the way that we keep young humans in cages. All of this is deeply intersectional. So I definitely highly recommend, if you are a vegan and you don't like pet ownership, but you're having a hard time talking about it and you're having a hard time understanding it in the broader context of society, definitely do some research into anti-colonial veganism, because it absolutely is a great way to understand these relationships and understand their structures.